Hey, what is going on, Dave? It is Wednesday night. It's prime time. It's 9:30. My name is Paul Spencer. That is a showstopper, Dave Yarnell. Davey, how we doing?
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm doing good, Dave. Coming off last week, huge win for us, looking good. Back in the saddle here in the win column. But
That's
Dave,
two in a row, baby.
You know what, Dave? The funny thing is, I coach football and I have a bet with my team up here. I can't shave until Dallas gets 3 victories in a row, and of course, it's this week against those Philadelphia Eagles, Dave.
It had to be against the Eagles. It's going to be like Carolina or somebody.
They're always that thorn in my butt, Dave. So this is going to tell me, like, is my team for real, or is it just that Philadelphia Eagle team that I can't get past, Dave?
Hey, that Eagle team is really dangerous. Let me tell you, they're good.
They are really good. They are really good, Dave. But hey, listen, tonight we got a loaded show tonight. We got two people hopping on the show, and the first guy that I want to come on in a couple minutes here. Philly Press Box Radio. This is something you always listen to. It's great to hear guys talk about Philadelphia sports that watch the game, talk about the game, and give you their opinion. And Chet Chesko is one of the greatest guys out there. I had the privilege to work with his partner, Bill Furman, on the college football show every Wednesday night. And wow, Chet Chesko is going to be joining us. I
had the privilege to actually work with Jim when I was with EOP. And we did a show together up at Marty McGee's. We did a draft show together. I got the privilege to work with him, and what a privilege it was. What a great guy, I'll tell you.
I tell you, it's something that you can listen to over and over. They bring years of knowledge watching the Philadelphia teams, and asking him what he's been through, what he's seen. Just listening to stories like that. But
I'll tell you, Jim's seen a lot of great people in the past, and I know he was just talking to Joe Watson. I saw actually on his show tonight. It was really good.
Mm-hmm. Definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have some great guests on there. It's something, we'll get, Chet to tell us exactly where to find him. I know that if you're on Twitter, make sure you check them out. Philly Press Box Radio. They just started a new Twitter account, so please check them out too. And when we have Jim on here, he will tell you exactly where to follow that entire group there. Great group of guys. So I don't know if he's ready to join us or not. I don't know.
Well, I'll tell you, him and Bill have a very good partnership there, and it's been a long time, and they're just very good to listen to. They really are.
Well, you know what? Without further ado, how about we bring in the one of the pioneers here of sports radio? So how about we bring him on here?
Why not?
How about we welcome to the stage here? Chet,
there he is.
Doing? Hello, gentlemen. How are you tonight?
I'm doing well.
Good. How are you, sir?
I'm good. I'm an Eagles fan. I've got to be good.
Yeah, your team's 7-1. You better be good.
Well, Jim, first, thank you for joining us. We appreciate, taking time out of your busy schedule, of course. But, Jim, I want to know one thing. I know, I'm over 50, and I think you're almost to 50 years old, of course. Not there yet.
I'm not there yet, gentlemen. I have no idea what that is.
But, Jim, what is your fondest memory of being an Eagle fan, of course? I mean, you've been through decades here, watching the team progress, degress. What is your fondest memory first before we get into this week?
Well, of course, the fondest memory will be finally winning that Super Bowl in early 2018, Super Bowl 52. Other than that, though, it would probably be the many glorious victories over the Cowboys over the years. We're talking 1980 NFC Championship game. We're talking they stopped them again, with Emmitt Smith. We're talking, let's see, that end of season romp that put the Eagles in the playoffs the one year.
And the 44-6, the 44-6.
Yes. For me personally, in 2006, I guess it was, when T.O. was with the Cowboys playing his first game in Philadelphia at the Linc, I was there. And it was great. They shut down T.O. for pretty much the entire first half. I think he had a couple of second-half receptions. And then with the Eagles holding a 7-point lead in the closing minutes, Lito Shepherd picked off the pass and ran it all the way for a touchdown. That was a pretty good moment.
And they were singing the song Lito, too, right, Jeff?
Yeah, Lito. Yeah, that's it.
Bill, I thought you were going to mention like another team, but all your fondest memories of just beating the Cowboys' butts every year. I mean, I thought you were going to maybe at least mention another team out there. No?
Well, I won with them 215 boys. I had to go right there, right from the jugular. And Paul, I hope you have a beard for a long time. I'm just saying.
You heard that? Yes, I did.
I heard that. Yeah. No shaving this weekend, pal.
You know what? Then I got to go another 3 weeks, and the schedule doesn't get any easier as well. So please,
man.
One victory is all I ask. This one.
Eagles have a similar schedule, so it's pretty rough.
Yeah, and you do. Yeah, I saw that. That's rough. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Adam Glenn checking in. He's an Eagles fan as well. He loves you, Chet. He's like, this guy is good, But Chet, let's dive into this game here.
Yep.
What do you see? I mean, Eagles sitting at 7-1. Dallas coming off a great win last week, of course. Arguably, I think two of the top three teams in the NFC right now. How do you see this game playing out in your eyes?
I can't disagree with that. Definitely, probably two of the three best in the NFC for sure. I'm not going to be one of these crazy Eagles fans who say, yeah, this one's in the bag. I mean, look at the recent history. Right. Dallas has done very well against the Eagles, much better than I would hope. I know Dak Prescott is 7-1 over his last 8 games against the Eagles. So there's that. And CeeDee Lamb is always, a threat. And the Eagles secondary right now is playing with kind of a mishmash because they're still trying to get everybody healthy and back in form. So it's kind of a lot of moving parts in the secondary. So that's a concern for sure. And as much as Eagles fans like to bash Dak Prescott, he's definitely got some talent and he's done some damage against the Eagles over the years. So I see it really, really a tight game, probably a one-score game. And I think the odds makers have it right. The Eagles favored by 3 at this point. And part of that just because it's at the Linc.
Right, home field advantage. Yeah, I agree with that.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
Now, going into this game, I agree. I think it's, put aside records. We know the NFC East is a battle regardless of records through, past victories with Dak, of course. Is there anything that you're concerned with? The Dallas's defense is pretty much elite. They've carried the games. They, put us in the win category here. But yeah, I'll be honest with you. This Eagles offense is very scary because you have Deron Bland on A.J. Brown or a Gilmore. And that's, a rookie going against a top-notch wide receiver. Then you have Devontae Smith on the other side. Then you throw in a big, receiver like Julio Jones. And I don't even want to discredit Goddard because Dallas struggles with the tight ends too. And that's something that's really concerned to me.
Yeah, I agree. The Eagles' offense should not be a concern. I think the Eagles are going to score a lot of points. Mm-hmm. I'm a little more concerned about, can they stop the Cowboys? Cowboys are pretty good offensively for sure. What I want to see the Eagles do is do a better job mixing in the run because I think they can run against anybody, really, and too often they get away from that. But, yeah, you mentioned A.J. Brown. That guy's a beast with 6 straight 125-yard games. He's doing things that we've never seen before, and we had T.O. here in 2004, so we've seen some good wide receiver play over the years. A.J. Brown is on fire. Devontae Smith on the other side, as you mentioned, is good, and Goddard. So they do have the weapons right there, but, use DeAndre Swift a little more. Throw to him occasionally. Put Boston Scott in there. He can run. So I like the fact that the Eagles will put a lot of points up on the board. Like I said, I'm concerned about stopping Dallas because I mentioned CeeDee Lamb can do some damage against the Eagles. The secondary is my biggest concern with the Eagles. I think the one thing in the Eagles' favor is their D-line. The Cowboys' O-line, I think, has been a little banged up. So I think a key right there is winning those battles in the trenches and hopefully getting to Dak Prescott. We thought that would be the case against Washington and Sam Howell, but they only got to him a couple of times. They made frickin' Sam Howell look like, Aaron Rodgers. I don't get that.
Right. Dave, you have a question for Chet?
Yeah, Chet, does Gainwell concern you at all?
Yeah, he's taken a step back this year for sure. I thought he was not necessarily a rising star, but a guy who was going to be pretty consistent and around for a lot of years. But he's definitely taken a step back this year. One of the lowest yards per carry in the league among guys with enough carries to qualify for that. A lot of, 2 and 3 yards, and then he had the key fumble last week. And then he goes and tweets at halftime of the game. What the hell's going on, man?
Yeah, who does that? It's crazy.
I tell you. But, Chet, I have one thing here for you. Bill and I just talked, your partner on Philly Press Box. We did the college show. We were talking about it a little bit there. We both agreed that to take Parsons out of the game here, you have to run at Parsons. And I think it's going to be a lot of DeAndre Swift taking Parsons right to the, head of the dragon here, going right to his face, running against it, because if you let him loose, he can create havoc. But I think this game is won in the trenches here because your front seven, if you get pressure on Dak, Dave disagrees with me. We fight about this all the time, Chet. I say if you put pressure on Dak, he's a one-read progression quarterback. He looks at one receiver, CeeDee Lamb. If he's not there, I don't care. I'm still throwing you the ball. That is a mistake waiting to happen if you put pressure on Dak Prescott.
Well, I hope that is what happens because I would love to see that. And if I remember correctly, that's what the Eagles did last year in the one meeting when Dallas went with Cooper Rush, of course. But on the other side of the ball, the Eagles did go right at Micah Parsons, and they did a pretty good job keeping him out of things. So I would like to see more of that. And, speaking of Cooper Rush and Dak, I think this is the first time that we're seeing Jalen and Dak Prescott going against one another since the first game of 2021. So it'll be good to see these two, semi-elite quarterbacks going at it.
I totally agree with that. Those two are. It's going to be an elite game. I'll give you that much. But does Jalen Hurts' knee concern you at all, Jim?
Absolutely, it does. They're trying to keep it low profile. They're not giving you any real details. We found out it was some sort of a bone bruise around the knee. He had the brace on for a little bit last week, not this past weekend, but he clearly is not the same guy because he didn't run much at all this past week. I think he had one run where he did get a first down with it. But and let's face it, the Cowboys are going to know about that. They're going to go after him because that's what you do in the NFL. So, it's a concern. You can get hurt any particular Sunday, and when the other team knows that you got a little injury issue, they're going to go after it. They don't care.
So that's a plus for Dallas's defense, knowing that Jalen.
I would say,
yeah, definitely. Okay.
Yeah, but containing him, you can contain him. You can at least try to contain him. That's the problem. We know he has legs. We know he can run the ball. But Chet, I want to ask you, before we talk X and O's here, I watch all the games, of course, and I'm a fan of the game first, no matter what, first and foremost. But to me, watching Jalen Hurts without the RPO, the way he's run it this year, when you take away the run from him, does he look a little bit different in your eyes with the progression that he's had, not being able to run first before he throws?
Yeah, perhaps a little bit, but I don't think it's a negative. I think he's still an MVP candidate. I like the fact, actually, that he's not running quite as much because, he says he can get hurt just as easily in the pocket. But, man, if you're running out there and you get leveled, that just is so scary. So I like the fact that he's intentionally not running quite as much out of those RPOs or design plays. Just do whatever it takes to keep this guy healthy because I don't want to see Marcus Mariota come in the game.
Well, why not, Jim? Why not?
No faith in Mariota, Jim? What's up?
No. I saw him in the preseason. It was scary.
I agree with that 100%. I think Jalen Hurts is elite here. I think that the key to this game is going to be the front seven on both sides. Our offensive line, which is banged up. Tyron Smith might be out again this week. He is just.
He was. He was on the field today, but that wasn't. He'll practice tomorrow. They said.
Yeah, but that's Tyron Smith. You never know. He falls.
Yeah, we do know that. Yeah,
but
this is true.
I think the front, your front seven, if they get pressure here, because I think they're going to come right over Tyler Baez, the center here, because your front seven's nasty. They're fast, and Jalen Carter in the middle. I don't think anybody's seen a guy like this.
Is actually Jalen Carter back this week, Jeb? Do we know?
Yeah, he was a full participant in practice today, so that was great to hear because he got banged up last week.
I know he was banged up last week. That's why I asked. Yeah, I wasn't sure.
So he was a full participant, so that was great news.
Okay.
Yeah, not for us. Not for us, Jeff.
Not for us, it's not.
I got you. Yeah. I mean, going back to this series here, one thing we'll talk about the game for a couple seconds here, but Jen, I wanted to ask you, in your eyes as a Philadelphia Eagles fan for many years, of course, through your whole life, basically, what is the biggest rivalry? Is it as Dallas Cowboys? Is it the Washington, going back, I shouldn't say Redskins, to the Giants? What is your rivalry and why to you?
Oh, it's definitely the Cowboys for Eagles fans, just because there's so many stinking Cowboys fans in the Philly area who have no reason to be a Cowboys fan other than they like the star or, they heard this whole America's team thing. So that's why it just bugs the crap out of me hearing and seeing all of that in the Philly, South Jersey area.
No, wait a minute, Jim. I thought it would be the Giants, if anybody, because that's their rival. I mean, come on.
Yeah, geographically it would be, and that's definitely number two. But yeah, it's got to be on this end of things. It is the Cowboys, just because, like I said, so many Cowboys fans in this area who shouldn't be Cowboys fans.
Does that bug you, Jim?
It does. It does.
Honest to God, man, it bugs the crap out of me.
I'll tell you something.
No offense.
Oh no, not take it. I understand. It's all.
Chet, I'll tell you a little story. I moved here. I graduated in '90, and I moved here in 1991. My dad was in the military. He's a Marine Corps, colonel there. And we came from California. My dad closed the 4th Marine Corps district here at the Naval Base.
Yeah.
We came here, and I was a Cowboy fan, of course. We didn't win any titles in early 90s until 93, 94. But when I moved here, I remember asking my dad, I said, "Are you trying to kill me? Why are we moving to Philadelphia, of all places?" Chip, I never seen a crazy bunch of fans like the first time at the vet. I thought I was living hell, honestly. That's how crazy you guys are.
No, wait a minute. I have a question, Jim. Do you think the rivalry is like slowed down a little bit? It's not as bad as it wasn't as bad as it used to be.
I don't think so. I think it's definitely on the Eagles side of things. I think it's as fierce as ever. And I've heard all the time that the Cowboys don't consider the Eagles, their main rival. But from the Eagles side, the rivalry is still there, and it is 100%. I'm not going to use the word hate, but strong dislike.
Okay. I mean, because I disagree with that, because I'm not seeing, like, around here, I'm not really seeing the hate of Dallas that I normally would be used to seeing, but I'm not seeing it as much as I used to. I don't know what's going on.
I'm hearing it on Philly Talk Radio, and I have some relatives who are Cowboys fans, so this is going to be a tense week.
Well, okay. I mean, I hear you there, but I'm just saying, like, I'm so used to, like, I'm getting dogged on every week, I'm hearing it every day. I'm not hearing it as much as I used to. I don't know what's going on with that.
Okay.
I'm not saying I want to, but I'm just saying I don't hear it as much as I used to. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we got some people chiming in. Rivalry is the Cowboys. I think to me, it was always the Redskins growing up.
See, I think it's the Giants. I always saw the Giants for the Eagles.
Well, see, I lived on the West Coast, so it was always the Cowboys Indians type of battle with me, the Redskins there. But coming to Philadelphia, it's just a different animal. The atmosphere is totally different, which I think it's more of a. Ted, I understand how you're saying. You have no business being in an R215 area.
All right, Jim, I have one more question for you, and you can answer this the way you want to. What do you like better, the vet or the Linc?
Well, I like the Linc just because it's a nicer place. I know that a lot of players, while they hated the vet because of the turf and everything, they loved the whole 700 level fans, who made it crazy, made it so tough on opposing teams. Booing Michael Irvin when he got hurt, which I did not condone, just for the record. I'm still more of a Linc guy. I know it maybe isn't as bad for the opposing teams, but just from aesthetics, let's face it, the Linc is a whole lot nicer.
Gotcha.
Okay. Do you miss the vet at all, though?
Yeah, a little bit. Sure, absolutely.
Okay, just thought I'd ask.
Well, Chet, we got you for about another maybe 3 or 4 minutes here. We have a question for you. One of our loyal viewers here. Chet, I am curious, what was the morale like for the Eagles after they lost to the Jets? Eileen is one of our true Jets fans.
She's a true Jets fan.
Yeah, it was pretty low for a couple of days because that's a game that you should not lose. It's a team that the Eagles never, ever had lost to before that, believe it or not. They were perfect 12-0, I believe.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And, I mean, let's face it, the Jets are not a good team, and Aaron Rodgers is not even their quarterback since play number 4 of the first game. That was kind of disheartening. But you're going to lose 1 or 2 of those games every single year. Every team does. I bet you even the Cowboys have lost some bad games like that.
What was your reaction when Aaron Rodgers went down, Jim? I'm just curious.
I wasn't watching it live, but then I saw it, on social media. Oh no! I was actually kind of disheartened by that because I wanted to see how Rodgers would do with the Jets at his advanced age, but still with a lot of talent. The Jets have such a good defense that maybe he could actually help them get a deep playoff run and get back to the Super Bowl, which they haven't been in 45 years or whatever.
Well, they are 4-3 right now, Jim. I'm just saying.
Yeah, which is not bad considering they don't have a great quarterback.
This is true. This is true.
Well, Jim, before we let you get out of here, 2 things. What do you think the final score of this game is going to be? On your side of the ball here, what do you see in your eyes?
As I said, I think the odds makers nailed this one. So I'm going to go with a tight game, and my official prediction is Eagles 27, Cowboys 24.
Wow.
Okay. All right.
So take the 3 points in Jim's eyes.
Then you got to push. I guess nobody wins.
Right, you got to push. Right, exactly.
I think the home field advantage. I think it's toss up. It's all going to come down to injury-free football, mistake-free football, and it's going to be a chess match.
I think
offensive line versus defensive line, secondary versus a core for wide receivers for us, and vice versa as well. But Chet, I want to say thank you very much for coming on here. We really appreciate it. But before we let you go, Chet, where can my great people find you at?
Well, we have a Philly Press Box Radio website, which is kind of not doing a whole much right now. But on Twitter, we are Philly Press Box Radio. But if you do the whole @ thing, it's @PressBox, guys, because we just had to do a whole new Twitter launch a few weeks ago. So it's at PressBox Guys. Bill Furman and I have been doing this show for 9.5 years. And
God bless you both.
In the coming year, we're going to be celebrating not only our 10th anniversary, but our 500th show, because we've done pretty much 50 shows every single year. We keep track. I think we're at 467 now. Wow. We have Brandon Lee Gouton from Bleeding Green Nation on next week. He is always great. So look for us on Facebook and check out our YouTube channel, Philly Press Box Radio. Please subscribe to us. We're almost as good as you guys.
No, we're still at the bottom of the mountain, Chet.
We're still at the bottom of the barrel, Jeff. I don't know about that.
We look up to you. I mean, we've talked many a times, of course, Bill Furman as well, and we respect you 100% because
absolutely
you have paved the way for people in the lower end to try to do what you have done. And the crazy thing is 500 shows coming up for just you and Bill and Philly Press Box. And I was so happy that our network finally hit 500, and we have 19 shows, Chet.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. And isn't it fun? That's the most important thing, man. We're not getting rich, but we're having a good time.
Exactly. Oh, it's been fun. Blast. I was saying the other day, like me and you doing that show with Marty McGee's, and we did the draft. Yeah. It was a good time. Yeah,
absolutely a good time.
Chet, I want to say thank you once again for hopping on. Don't be a stranger. Anytime you want to come on, let me know. I'll have you on here. And only thing I don't want to hear you say is, that go Eagle, fly Eagle fly. I don't want to hear that. But
you don't want to hear me sing?
No, before you do that though, real quick, were you happy with the Kelly Green that came back last week?
Yeah, I'm not a guy who's like, yeah, Kelly Green every week. No, I don't care. Kelly Green is nice. It's a nice alternative. I of course bought one jersey, Devontae Smith, Kelly Green.
Nice,
but they're nice, but I don't really care. Midnight Green, Kelly Green. I just want the W.
I got you. I
hear it. Well, Bill, so you know what? I called you Bill. I'm so used to see, you guys are always on my mind. You and Bill are the pioneers that I love to watch. Great show always. But since you have the floor, Chet, I'll go ahead and let you say your final words. If you want to sing the Eagles fight song, you go right.
Knock yourself out.
I'm just gonna say, go Birds!
Thank you so much. I appreciate you hopping on.
Thanks, Chad. Appreciate it, man.
All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you.
Take care, man.
Wow. Jim Chet Chesko there, one of the original pioneers. Philly Press Box Radio. Had the privilege to, I've had the privilege to work with Bill Furman every week on a college football show. And I tell you, listening to him, talking to him.
I haven't seen Chet in a long time. It's been a while since I've done a show with him.
It really opens your eyes because these guys have been through it. They've seen the entire venue of the NFL. And to me, it's something that if you're a fan of the sports, number one, regardless of teams, please check out Philly Press Box Radio.
And he's seen some popular sports people in the past. I mean, my gosh, he's seen them all.
Definitely. Well, you know what? We do have one more guest on here.
Another guest? Oh my gosh, we're rolling here.
The thing is, I don't understand why we have so many Eagles on this show. It's a 215 boys show, and it's just
we bring on these Eagle fans all the time.
You know what? Maybe it's reverse mojo here because when I usually bet against a team or I take that team, they usually lose. So I know Joe Sullivan's gonna keep it straight here. So we have.
You bring on my partner? Wow.
Yeah, we're gonna have him hop on here. He's the host of the Sully Squad every Monday night at 6 p.m. Keeping it real, all Philadelphia sports.
Extra innings on Tuesdays at 8:30 with me. Thank you.
So you know what? Let's bring another Eagles guy in here. I hate to say it, but hey Joe, welcome to the stage.
Hey, what's up, fellas? How you guys doing?
What's up, Saul? What's going on, baby?
I'm doing pretty good, man. I was watching you guys from backstage, man. It was interesting stuff. Like you said, Chet and Bill, man, those guys are pioneers. So I was enjoying the show.
Yeah, it's always good, even though, damn, I'm 52 now, and I like listening to people that's telling you something that you've never even seen in your life. And, those guys, they keep it real, and they've seen everything under the sun in professional football, basketball, baseball. They've seen it all. And it's this great privilege just to listen to them and to have them on your show. It just feels like, wow, it just feels so, I'm enamored, put it that way.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Well, Joe, how about we talk about this game here? Mike Laura said, "What's up, Sully?"
What's up, dude?
Sully.
Eileen says it's the dynamic trio. There we go. Okay.
There you go.
Mike says, "No more for the 9 for gallon."
No more non for the gallon.
No more non for the gallon.
Okay. All right, Mike. I don't know what that means, brother, but elaborate on that one. We'll bring the next comment in
there. Mike, what are you drinking there, bud?
You know what I think? We know what I think it says. I think he hit the wrong button. He said, "Let's go Cowboys." I think that's what it means.
Oh, is that what he said? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, real quick.
I don't think Mike said that.
You never know. You never know. He keeps it real as well. So how about we talk about this game? What? Oh, Adam says. Oh, that's no hitter.
No hitter, no more.
No hitter for Gallen. Okay, gotcha.
Okay. Damn, Mike, I thought you said go Cowboys. Shit.
No. Gallen had a no hitter going. I got you.
Okay. All right. So how about we talk about this game, Joe? Sunday it's here, rivalry week.
Yes.
Let's talk about this game, man. Okay. What do you see, Joe? Let's talk about. Let's put my offense on the field first against your defense.
Wait a minute, before you do that, hey Joe, are you feeling this? Are you feeling it for Sunday? Are you feeling it?
I'm psyched, dude. Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you, I'm feeling it. I mean, I know. I was listening to the radio and on WIP, they're talking. Rob Ellis was saying, it doesn't quite feel the same, and I don't know what he's talking about, because to me, this is a huge game this week, and I certainly feel it. Maybe because those guys aren't on the Out of the Box network, because we're all on it. You know what I mean?
There you go. Yeah, sure.
This is what you circle every year. There's certain games that you circle outside your division. Of course, you have to circle the Eagles, Cowboys twice a year, no matter what. And this makes it so much better because Eagles lose, Cowboys move up to first. It's a big game this week, huge game.
Well, how about that?
Yeah, it is. But you mentioned, you would ask me about my concerns about your offense and my defense. I'll tell you, my number one concern is I'm having nightmares about who the hell is going to cover CeeDee Lamb when he's in the slot. And if I'm you guys, you know what I mean? I mean, just getting into little X's and O's here. If I'm you guys, man, I mean, to me, I'm putting CeeDee in the slot at least 85 to 90% of the time, and I'm saying, Philly, how you going to stop it? And I really don't know how. Now, but conversely, though, I think I saw that Tyron Smith has some injuries, and your backup left tackle was hurt too. So that's an area the Eagles can really exploit.
Sure.
Yep, I agree with that. I think if CD plays in a slot 85% here, because Brandon Cooks is actually starting to show up a little bit more. Mm-hmm. He's getting that chemistry with Dak. Gallup can take the roof off anytime. Hendershot, Ferguson at tight end. They can open it up. But to me, if you put pressure from your front seven on Dak Prescott, Dave and I argue about this a lot. And, Joe, I want your opinion on this. Dak is not elite to me. Dak is a non-progression quarterback. He looks at one wide receiver. You put pressure on him, he's going to make mistakes, or he's going to try to hand feed you the ball to a window that's not there. He's a mistake waiting to happen when pressure's on him. How do you feel about that?
I agree, and that's the hope, because the way the Eagles are going to win this football game is up front. You got to exploit that match. You got to exploit Josh Sweat and Reddick going against, if Tyron Smith plays or if he's banged up, you got to exploit that matchup. And hopefully, we got good news today with Jalen Carter. Looks like he's on track to play, because when I saw that he hurt his back, I was extremely concerned. Mm-hmm. I'll tell you another thing that concerns me a little bit. I don't know what the hell happened to Bradbury, but all of a sudden he looks like he's moving in molasses. I don't. Sometimes corners. Yeah. It's concerning, because sometimes corners get old overnight. It happened to Richard Sherman, if you guys remember. Remember the Legion of Boom?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
One minute those guys were like elite as hell, and the next minute it looked like Sherman aged about 5 years in one off season. And
it's like all of a sudden him and Cam Chancellor, all of a sudden the same progression, downfall. Yeah, 100%. Mm-hmm.
I agree.
TJ says it's the same as either goes game, but they don't get to the QB, they get smoked. But to me, I think if you put pressure on Dak, I think it takes away a lot of his ability. Even though he's been running the ball outside the pocket, getting the first down, moving the sticks, that's good to me. But I think if you get pressure on him, it's going to show what Dak it is, because if you can keep Dak in the pocket and put pressure on him, I think it's going to be a different story. I think this game is one in the trenches. If
Dak's running like he normally does, and he on the run, and that's where his strong point is, when he's on the run. So that's why I look at it. I mean, even if they get to him, he's going to run, make a play. That's what Dak does.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I agree. Diego says, I thought earlier on Dak was elite. We were wrong. He's trash. I wouldn't call him trash. I'll get into that.
That's not trash, Diego. He's not trash, dude. Come on.
And again, he can see us beating us week. But my thing is, I wouldn't call him trash, but to me, I want your opinion on this. Dave and I talk about this a lot. This offense is not designed for Dak Prescott. A West Coast offense is getting up to the line, reading your progression. Number one, reading the defense, see where they're coming, who's coming, which end's coming in, how are they blitzing, find the secondary if they're in umbrella, zone coverage, 2 deep safety, whatever they're doing, and then calling the audible, finding your hot route, making the adjustments at pre-snap. Dak does not do that. Dak is more of a let-it-go quarterback, drop in the pocket, roll out to throw the ball. I don't see this being offense for Dak Prescott. I really don't, because there's too many reads. It's too of a non-quarterback friendly offense for him. What do you see, Joe?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you. In fact, I feel like the way the Eagles run their offense would be better suited for Dak.
I agree with that. Mm-hmm.
And I can see that. I mean, don't you guys kind of feel like, you look at the line, you see, obviously Vegas has a 3-point line, which means, they pretty much see this as an evenly matched game. It's pretty much 3 points is for the home field.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Don't you guys feel like this game's going to basically come down to who makes the big penalty, who makes the turnover? And I'll tell you one concern I have, one big advantage you guys have that really concerns me as well is the special teams. Your guys' special teams makes a lot of big plays.
Yeah.
And, the Eagles' special teams has been a little better this year, but in general, like you said, Turbin concerns me, and I think you guys blocked a couple kicks too, and that concerns me a little.
Yeah,
yep.
They had one block last week, for a scoop and score. Mm-hmm. But now, what concerns you when you're on offense versus this defense? We know I'm scared a little bit, Joe, because you have AJ Brown, you have Devontae Smith. Listen, you're going to put Jerron Bland, who's 6 picks this year, 3 pick sixes, balling out as a second-year player as Diggs goes down. But then you have Gilmore. I was happy getting Gilmore in the offseason here, coming over a veteran corner, but he's shown glimpses of getting burnt. When you have 2 speed receivers, 1 possession in AJ Brown and a speedster, and Devontae Smith, who can high point a ball, catch anything on the field, anytime, on Gilmore, pick your poison. That scares me. How are you attacking this defense?
That's exactly where I'm going. I'm attacking. Yep. I'm going after Gilmore. Like you said, when you had Chet on, I'm running at Micah Parsons. I'm making him play the run.
Take him out of the game.
Brian Johnson. One of the criticisms of the Eagles' offensive coordinator is that he gets away from the running game too early. Mm-hmm. And against your pass rush, it's imperative to run the football. Now, you guys have a very elite defense, but you can be run on. And I think the Eagles
it's shown all season.
In my eyes, I think the Eagles need to establish a heavy running game, and they need to go right at Parsons and slow down that pass rush. I think that's like mission critical.
Mm-hmm. And that's one of the biggest things. When I coach up here, if I got an aggressive, defensive end, I'm going to go to his aggressiveness, and I'm going to use that to my ability. I'm going to let you be aggressive. I'm going to run right at you because you're going to be too aggressive. I'm just going to run right past you, stay in lanes, and have fun with it because I'm taking you out of the game. And if you take Parsons out of the game, even though his sack ratio isn't the greatest this year, Joe, but his assist ratio, where he gets off the ball and the defensive line is coming in, Gallimore, Hankins, Marcus Lawrence, they're getting sacks off pressures because of Parsons being double teamed.
I don't know, Joe. I see Dallas Goedert having a big game against our defense. I can see him having a good day.
You know what's funny? You must be. I was literally all about to say that. I think this could be a real big Dallas Goedert game. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I think that's an area we could. I think that's an area where Philadelphia could exploit your defense. Is Goedert and you know what? How is Dallas as far as covering backs out of the backfield? Because I would like to see the Eagles maybe get DeAndre Swift going in the passing game a little bit more.
I could see that too. We were talking about earlier about Gainwell. Is your concern with that still there?
Big time. He looks like he's taken a regression. And one of the questions that we keep asking here in Philly is why the hell did we bother signing Rashad Penny? He's on a milk carton. I swear. I have no idea. Like, what was the point of signing him? It's like remember the first year of Stranger Things where the kid was on the milk cart, and that's Rashad Penny.
Right.
What's he in the underworld? What the fuck's going on? You know what I mean?
I don't know.
But going back to that tight end situation, that is something that Dallas Cowboys have struggled going back to all year plus last year. So tight ends, when you have an elite tight end or even a mediocre above average tight end, they seem to exploit Dallas. Because this year, I'm worried about it because we have a rookie coming in playing linebacker, and he's been off the ball on tight ends, Marquise Bell. He's undersized, playing a linebacker position. Goddard's huge. Goddard has speed. He has range, and he has technique and a progression tree that is highly elite at his position. I think that is a mismatch that the Eagles can exploit all day long.
Yeah, but Bell's been playing really well lately, last few games.
But he's undersized and he makes a lot of bad reads. I mean, we've seen it, a deer in headlights where someone comes out, just like Joe said, that back coming out of the backfield. You got to keep your eye on Jalen Hurts. You have a back coming out of a wheel route, a little flare route screen. Marquise Bell gets lost. He's over aggressive where he comes at the line. And that offensive line is smart. You have Kelsey, coming out pulling. It's something that the Eagles do very well, and you got to play fundamental football. That's what scares me with our linebackers being a little bit younger is what I want to say.
Joe, real quick, does Jalen's knee come into play in this game?
Yeah, it does because I mean, Do I think it's a long-term thing? No, I mean, I honestly, they're saying he has a bone bruise, and the Eagles have a bye after this week, so maybe the week off will help him. But to answer your question, for this particular week, yeah, it concerns the hell out of me because, one thing Dallas has is a lot of speed on defense.
Yeah, the ball. Yeah,
and I got a question for you guys as far as. You saw the Eagles. The Eagles picked up Julio Jones, who's obviously his better days are way behind him, but he did score a touchdown last week.
He got his one catch. He did.
Right, but my question is that how is Dallas as far as covering the slot receivers? Because I'm curious to see if the Eagles maybe line Julio in the slot and try to exploit that matchup.
Go ahead, Dave.
No, go ahead.
I'm gonna disagree with this one. I can't stand our slot corner because that brings up Jordan Lewis down the field.
I was just about to say Jordan Lewis. I was thinking him too.
The way he's been playing, Donovan Wilson's been out. Not even shown what he can do. He's been out for a while. But Marquise Bell playing a linebacker. Then you have Jordan Lewis come in. I do not like him at all. I mean, I think he's an accident waiting to happen. I think I'm going to name him the Castaway Joe next, honestly.
Yeah, Paul's not a Jordan Lewis guy, that's for sure.
I'm not. I mean, when you miss a fundamental tackle or you get lost in coverage, and Joe, now the Eagles, they run a lot of misformations where they put a little man in motion or play a lot of slot.
Why don't we just bring back Anthony Brown and call it a day?
Well, maybe I will. Maybe I will bring out Anthony Toast Brown back, But to me, when it showed when the Niners played, they put a lot of that man in motion. And Dallas, that's their bugaboo. When they see motion, they don't line up correctly, Joe. They miss assignments. They don't know if they're in zone, man. They pass off. They don't pass off. That's what scares me when you have a three-headed dragon, a back that come out of the backfield, with DeAndre Swift coming in, in and out, through the gaps on the outside. And then if you have a Gainwell running a wheel route, even DeAndre Swift running a wheel route, it's really something scary. To me, it's a measuring stick this week.
Yeah, I agree. Dallas has stopped the run. That's the whole thing with the Eagles. They do run the ball really well. So,
but the funny thing is, this game's in Philadelphia. Am I right or wrong?
That is correct.
So listen, I'm going to tell all my Dallas Cowboy fans right now: if you go to this game and something bad happens to you, here's what you need to do. You need to call 1-800-HURT-123. Attorney Big Al, Mr. Jason Fine, motor vehicles, slip and fall, workman's comp. A personal injury claim from an Eagles fan or whatever may happen. I'm not saying, but if it happens, you better call 1-800-HURT-123. And there's the office right there, 1628 GFK. If you can limp your ass over there, meet Jason there. Or, if you make it back to wherever you're at, Cherry Hill, New Jersey, make sure you call Jason Fine, 1-800-HURT-123. No recovery, no fee. Mention out of the box, and I promise you, if we take your case, it's 33 1/3%. So make sure you call 1-800-HURT-123. Don't let an Eagles fan whip your ass. I'm just saying.
By the way, Paul, one thing about Jason Fine too is he'll get you more than that St. Ides and Colt 45. You know what I'm saying? Remember, I'm going to get you, sucker, where he falls down. He's like, I should sue you for $100 million, but we'll settle this John for a 40 ounce.
Mm-hmm.
He'll get you more than that.
Yep. Mike says, I can't wait to see the battle trips. I agree. I think this is going to be one up front. I think, your front seven versus our offensive line. I want to say our offensive line is top 5 healthy-wise. I think they're top 4. You guys arguably defense number 1. Defensive line, your rotation is great. and our defensive front seven versus your, offensive line as well, this game is going to be a all-out trench war to me. It's who's going to control the ball, who's going to control the line of scrimmage for me.
Hey, Joe, my question to you is, how does Sam Howell look like Joe Montana when he's playing against the Eagles?
I was asking the same thing on the Sully squad on Monday night, because it could be, what it is. I think, Dave, sometimes it's matchups, like now this is obviously not football. It's a different sport, but I don't know if you guys remember the year the Mavericks won like 62 games, right? Yeah. They couldn't, I think it was like 06 or 07. They couldn't beat Golden State. Like, they literally, for some reason, they couldn't beat Golden State. And Golden State was a decent team, but they had like Baron Davis and Steven Jackson, a few of these other guys. Golden State was the 8 team, and they beat like the 62 or 65 win Mavericks. Sometimes in sports, it's all about matchups, but it's almost like boxing. Like fights are like that. You know what I mean? Like styles. Right. Fights, it's sometimes.
I get it's a division game and everything, but I was just surprised that the Eagles defense gave up 30+ points both times against Washington. So kind of surprised me about that.
Me too. But for some reason, Washington's offense matches up good with Philadelphia. Now, I will say Howell played a really good game, and his final numbers were really good. But the defense did. He in the fourth quarter, I think at one point he only had 2 incompletions. I think he wound up with about 12 to 13. So the defense did stiffen up a little bit at the end.
Mm-hmm. I know McLaurin missed 2 key balls in that game, though, if I'm not mistaken.
He did. There was one in particular. The ball was a little bit behind him, but Diego and I were both, when we were both mentioning on Monday, we were like, McLaurin usually will catch that ball.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, normally catch the thing. Yeah,
I think these games come down to a chess match. You play chess with certain. Joe, for you and I played chess 50 times. I know your tendencies, and that's the way it is with certain teams. They feel each other in and out. They know what they're usually going to do. The tendencies, of course. But Joe, what is your final prediction for this game?
Oh man, you want me to look at it?
Keep it real.
All right, I'm going to be sick when I say this, because to be honest with you,
wait. Let me record this. Let me put a timestamp.
Whoa!
Let me timestamp this right now.
I'll be honest with you. I'm breaking out all the good juju that I possibly can. That's why I got my Wilbur Montgomery jersey on doing this show, because I'm trying to break out good vibes. Okay. I honestly feel like these two teams are going to split, and on paper it says the Eagles should win this game and you guys should win in Dallas. But I honestly feel like it's going the opposite. I hate to say it. I got a bad feeling about this game on Sunday. I'm actually feeling a Dallas win on Sunday.
Wow. I'm shocked.
You're not pulling that Paul Spencer Jedi mind trick bullshit on me, are you?
Come on. As Richard Nixon says, I cannot say a lie, right? No, but
did you talk to Mr. Fuji?
No, honestly, Paul, I'm being dead honest with you. I've actually had a bad feeling about this game all week.
Really? Wow.
Part of it is, and I hope I'm wrong. I mean, hey, obviously I hope I'm wrong.
Right.
But I've had a bad feeling about this game all week. I feel like I don't know, man. Jalen. I know Jalen's fine, but the fact that he really doesn't have the mobility concerns me. And I just feel like you guys are going to win this week. And I think, but I think we're going to beat you down there. So I think it's going to go.
Wow.
So Joe's got the opposite going there. Okay.
So what score do you have for me, Joe?
Score. Oh shit. You know what? I'm going to say it's going to be relatively high scoring. I'm going to say you guys are going to win like 30-27.
Wow.
30-27. Okay.
Yeah, and I hope I'm dead wrong.
Me and you are very close on score wise, but wow.
Okay, Dave, what's your final score on this game?
I got 31-28 Cowboys.
Wow.
I think it comes down to a Brandon Aubrey field goal to win it.
Wow. All right. Well,
I think we lose this game before the bye. Then coming out of the bye, I think the Eagles, even though it's a gauntlet, I think coming out of the bye, I think the Eagles go to Kansas City and beat them.
I think you guys win that game. Yeah.
I think the Eagles beat Kansas City. I think they beat Buffalo, and I think we. I forget if we play San Francisco following or you guys, but either way,
I think it's San Francisco. Yeah, I think it's right.
Yeah, but we're beating you guys. I think.
Don't you guys play Seattle too?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a gauntlet, but then you guys have a couple easy games. But I think that then all of a sudden it gets really tough.
It gets harder as we go down. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
Okay. I'm going to keep it real here. As you see, I'm the realist. I try to keep it real. I'm going to take my heart out.
Mr. Realist, here we go.
I'm going to take my heart out of this game. I hate saying this shit. I really do. God. It's not reverse psychology. I'm keeping it real here. I think the Eagles win this game. I really do. To me, it's going to come down to the front seven, on both sides of the ball here. It's a chess match. How do we play Devontae? How do we play A.J. Brown, Goddard, Swift? How do you guys match up if we keep seeding the Lamb? Is Brandon Cooks going to show up? Is Gallup going to show up? Is Pollard going to get some runs in there to play, set up the play action? That all depends on that front line there. And, of course, the man, number 4, Dak Prescott. I got to go Eagles. God, I hate saying this. Eagles 33, Dallas 29.
Wow.
Nice. I'll take it. Yeah, and you know what's funny, because on my show on Monday I picked the Eagles, and I didn't just do it just because I was doing a Philadelphia show. Like Monday, I felt a little bit more positive, but as the weeks, sometimes you get a gut feel. Like as the weeks going on, maybe I'm just getting nervous. I don't know, because it is a really big game, because if the Eagles lose, I mean technically. You guys would be with Eagles would be a half game up, only because
game up. Yeah.
Because the bye bullshit. Mm-hmm.
But that it really is meaningless, because they'd be the same in the loss column, and with you guys having a win in Philly, so you have.
So wait a minute. After this game, you guys go on the bye week. Is that correct?
Yes. So
okay.
Right.
Okay.
So technically, if you won next week, then you guys would be in first.
Right.
Gotcha.
Mike says, Mike has the birds. We're going to write that down too. Mike says 34-24 Eagles, but it'll be back and forth. I agree. I don't think it's going to be a big lead. I don't think there's going to be a clear 10-point or whatever, that going deeper. But I think it's going to be a close game. I hate saying I think the Eagles just have a little bit too many weapons. And what gets me too, Joe, is you're going into the bye week next week. You're going to leave everything on the table this week. You got a week to recuperate, so I think the Eagles pull everything out this week.
I personally feel the Hurts knee comes into play in this game. I really do, and I think Dallas takes control of that, and then I think that's where Dallas does win this game.
If you don't get pressure on,
I'm not wishing injury on anybody. I just know that Hurts is actually, he was limping, and I saw him a couple of times, and I just think if Dallas puts pressure on him, I think it'll be like he won't be the Jalen Hurts that you'll see all the time.
Yeah, but to me, even with Hurts in the pocket, he's making the right reads. I mean, you got to.
I agree. I'm not saying I don't wish injury on anybody. You know that.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
No, hey, Dave, it's a fact. I mean, it's not wishing injury. I mean, it's just a fact. I mean, you see him. You see when he runs out of the pocket, he doesn't have the speed that he had before.
Right.
The other thing too, not to play off what you just said there, Joe, but I think a lot of these quarterbacks that are running the ball, that's uniform to run the ball, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, these quarterbacks now, they're seeing like any shit can happen any week. Look at Anthony Richardson. What's happening to him. You got to take what the defense gives you, but brother, you got to play another day, man. You got to run out of bounds, get down, do what you need to do, because man, a quarterback is the key to the team. We know if you guys lose Jalen Hurts, Mariota, we know that ain't the same damn team. We know that for sure.
Yeah.
The other concern, like I brought up before, Dallas doesn't turn. Dallas only has about 7 turnovers all year.
I think it's 8. I think it's 8 for the entire year. Yeah.
Okay.
2 lost one.
Dak has 5 picks.
See, that's that between the turnovers and your special teams. I got a bad feeling that's going to be the difference in this football game, because the Eagles did a great job of taking care of the football for the majority of last year. This year, they've been extremely sloppy. I mean, you look at last week's game. I think there was one stretch. I think we were in the red zone about 4 times. We only scored once because we had like 2 turnovers. You cannot do that against a good football team. I mean, we do that against Dallas. We got an issue with, and then I certainly hope this is a game where Jake Elliott kicks the ball out of the end zone, because I want no part of seeing Turbin running that ball back.
Yeah. And I agree with what you said there, the red zone, Joe. That plays a big part of the Dallas, game here. Going into week 7 there, Dallas was 3 for 14 in the red zone. Field goals, yes, I understand, get 3, but man, when you play an offense like the Philadelphia Eagles here, dude, 3 ain't going to do much, brother. You got to put on 7 here.
Dak was hot on Sunday, so let's keep it going.
Yeah, well, I hope he wins, man, because I got to shave this shit off.
Saying Dak, what did he throw? 4 touchdowns on Sunday. He was hot, and I know it's. You can give me the Rams all you want, but still, 4 touchdowns is 4 touchdowns.
Alex says, I agree with you, Paul. Eagles probably win. Alex is a great friend of mine. We go back to high school together, so he's actually a Niners fan. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, man, I think this is going to be a good game here. I want to see a great game. This is history to me, watching this every year. Man. Joe, who's your player of the game, real quick? I want to take a little bit deeper here. Give me one player of the game here just give me a player of the game. I don't even care. Well, Dallas is winning, so give me a player on the Dallas Cowboys,
It's CeeDee Lamb, honestly.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too.
I don't think we have an answer for him. Now, but that's the key thing. Now, I think in a few weeks' time, what's his face, Roby, or nickel cornerback, is questionable. When we go to Dallas, I'm expecting to have Roby playing, and also Byard be more into the system. The Eagles just acquired Byard, and he doesn't quite know the defense yet. He played a little bit last week. He's going to play this week. I feel like after the bye week, after a few more weeks, that's why I feel like this game is very tricky. I was wondering, you said your buddy's Alex Aguirre's a Niners fan. Just if he's still watching, just I'm just kind of curious in football in general. Is he starting to get a little concerned about Brock Purdy after these last 2 weeks?
Yeah, good question, Joe.
You know what I mean? Like Brock Purdy has been so good since he came into the league, but these last 2 weeks, I mean, he's been turning the football over like crazy.
Yeah. But Joe, I want to ask you a question real quick. Who's your slot corner?
Well, Ricks in passing downs, they've been using the kid Ricks from Alabama, the undrafted
Eli Ricks. Yeah,
he's been playing extremely well now. And kind of like rundowns, last week they used Sidney Brown a lot.
Yeah.
That's where I'm concerned, because I think that's where Dallas. In fact, I would be shocked if you guys didn't throw the ball a lot on first and second down, trying to exploit that.
With McCarthy's offense, that wouldn't surprise me one bit.
See, that's what I want to see. If I'm game planning for here, I know your front 4, put it that way. Your linebackers, I'm not worried about. They're a little bit undersized to me. I think we can expose them at a second level. But to me, I want to get your corners off the ball and open up the middle of the field for the tight ends, of course. So what I want to do is I'm going to use a decoy. One of my decoys is probably going to be a Michael Gallup on the outside. He's going to take that safety, Bradbury or Slay, whoever side he's on. He's going to take him out of the play. Get him far away from the play. Safety's going to have to come down, because you're going to demand that second safety on CeeDee Lamb, wherever he's at. He's going to rove to him. It's going to expose the middle of the field here. So if McCarthy calls the right situation here to spread the field a little bit, but I think the one thing that I'm going to use a lot this week, that front 4 has to be contained. You can contain them. Maybe that's it. You're not going to stop them. You can contain them. That's it. So you're going to see a lot of 12 personnel. You're going to see Hendershot. You're going to see Schoonmaker. You're going to see Ferguson in the game playing a double tight end to help on that side, because you got to pick your poison against this team. You have to. You got to slow down this front 4.
Oh, another concern I got too is, I mentioned Bradbury, how he looks like he's slow as molasses. I could see Brandon Cooks making a big play down the field. Yeah,
absolutely. I can see that too. I just think Goddard's going to be he's going to be the guy to stop this week. I just have a feeling him and Brown are just so good.
Dave, you're going CeeDee Lamb too, player of the game?
Oh, I think I'll go CeeDee Lamb. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Absolutely.
Here's your answer, Joe. Alex says, yes, guys, I'm a little concerned why he's playing the way he is, but I still believe in his abilities. Is it probably in a bad run? I agree. I think it can go both ways. There's a lot of film on the guy too, and having Debo out and CMC, not 100% healthy, it takes away a lot as well. But didn't they just give away McGlinchey or someone? thought they traded one of their offensive tackles, I heard, or something like that.
No, I don't think so. I
thought they did. I thought they did. Okay, I could be wrong.
I don't think so. No, but they did go out and get Chase Young. Now that's an interesting move.
That's huge.
Yeah, what you think of that, Joe?
Smart.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because the third round pick that they gave up, they got it in a compensatory pick.
Yeah.
From losing minority coaches,
right,
or something like that, and basically Chase Young's probably going to sign a big contract at the end of this year, so they're going to basically they're renting him for free because unless Chase Young gets hurt, they're going to get that pick back the following year.
Gotcha.
To me, it's a no-brainer. That was a good move by the Niners.
I agree.
I thought it was too. Be honest with you.
We're going here, I'm writing down everybody's player of the game here. Adam Glenn says Devontae Smith here. Warren Duncan says Cowboys got to run the damn ball. I agree with that. I mean, you got to take what they give you. I think Pollard's going to have a less carry game, a high carry game, less yardage for me. But you got to continue to pound the rock here.
We might see some Hunter this weekend too, Paul. You never know.
I don't think they do. I think they go to 12 personnel with 2 tight ends here because you got to slow down the defense. But to me, I think my player of the game for the Eagles, I have the Eagles winning, of course, so I'm going to go Eagles. I got to keep it in my blood here. I got to go St. Joe's product here, St. Joe's prep product. I'm going to go DeAndre Swift here. I think the Dallas Cowboy defense are going to be so concerned playing 2-man safety over A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. It's either going to be Goddard or they're going to open up lanes for DeAndre Swift here. I think it's going to be him. I think he's going to have – I'm going to give you a bold prediction here. I'm going to go 18 carries, 136 yards, 1 TD.
He's going to have 136 yards on our defense?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I could see that though. You guys weren't that good against the run. I mean, honestly, I think that's, I'm not. 136 might be a lot.
That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Dallas can be run on. That's I think they can be run on.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Mike, I think he's saying Eagles D line. Now, this is what I mean. You got with Pollard. I don't think he's going to be a factor in this game. I think they're going to continue to run the ball. But I think it's going to be a real West Coast offense where we got to get the ball out fast because we've seen, with the Washington, get the ball out fast, anything can happen. You have playmakers. You have CD that gets the ball. He can break one at any time. His yak yards are insane. Cooks has the speed to run a slant. Gallup has the speed. Tight ends can get out after a chip block. It all comes down to Dak Prescott and Mike McCarthy executing and making the right progression routes. So that's what I think, yeah. Oh, the Eagles O-line. I'm sorry, Mike. Eagles O-line, yeah. I agree. That O-line, to me, I think they manhandle it. I mean, our defense front 7 was good. Front 4 is good. But I think this O-line, led by a veteran Kelsey, because watching all the film, I've never seen a center get out as fast as Kelsey does in the second level.
Yeah, he's quick.
It's insane. It's insane. Yeah. Well, Joe, before we get out of here, man, listen, I'm going to give you the floor. I don't like listening to Philadelphia sports, but I love listening to your show, of course. You keep it real. Your entire crew does. So, Joe, what nights can they find you? What are we talking about coming up in the future for your shows?
So we got the Sully Squad at Monday nights at 6. We get into all Philadelphia sports. And if anybody out there, any Philly, maybe you're a Dallas fan, but you're also a Phillies fan. Well, if you Monday night we had a great guest. We had Frank Close on. He's a Phillies reporter for 97.3 ESPN, and we broke down some off-season moves. So, so if you didn't see it, if you want to, check it, make sure you check it out. We, we got into the Aaron Nola stuff. He doesn't see Aaron Nola coming back, so we went into some possible solutions if he doesn't. And then of course with my man Dave on Tuesday nights. 8:30 we do extra innings, and we just did the show last night. We're going to do one more show on next Tuesday to break down the World Series, and then we're going to do a show probably around the winter meetings, and then there's one more show. Paul, you and I have to get together and figure this out, but it's especially relevant to a lot of the people watching this because we're going to do the old school show on the 90s Cowboys, in particular the rivalry with the 49ers. So make sure we'll keep you posted when we're doing it. But I know a lot of you Cowboys fans out there, or football fans in general, may want to relive those for you guys glory days. For me nightmares. But the bottom line is though. But the bottom line is, though, as a football fan, I got to keep it real. Even though I'm obviously not a Cowboys fan, they were a great story, and it was a very interesting time. So it'll be a great show.
Definitely was. I love taking trips down memory lane, regardless of what team it is. This takes me down like childhood memories. So,
good times.
Yeah, it definitely is. Definitely is. But before we get out of here, I just want to mention two things really quick here, guys. This is our schedule here for the entire week here. We have something for everybody. 19 shows this week. Tomorrow, I'm going to go everything here. Tomorrow night, we have the NFC weekly pick'em show where myself and Dan pick all the games, of course. The NFC East War Room. You want to hear more talk? 4 hosts, 4 teams. A lot of shit talking going on there. The NFC War Room tomorrow. And, of course, right after that, the Sixers-Raptors post-game show. And we have something for everybody, guys. So make sure you check it all out. Always something going on here. And I do want to give a shout-out to one of our good friends here at Out of the Box really quick. On December 2nd down at the Hard Rock Casino in Miami, Trayshawn Wiggins will be fighting down there against Bill Hutchinson. He's putting his belt on the line on a Don King promotion. So, Trayshawn, get out there and whip this kid's ass just like your mom said on the show. Ring the bell. It's time. Go out and get the strap. Bring it back home to my area here, our hometown, Johnstown, PA. So, and also, guys, once he brings home that strap, we're going to give him time to recuperate, and he's going to be doing his own show with his son called the Trigger Tray Response.
Nice.
So, definitely check that if you're a boxing fan or have a
good luck, champ.
Yep, definitely. Yep. So we want to wish you well. Good luck as well. So, man, guys, you ready to get out of here and I can't wait till Sunday, brother.
Yeah, me too. I like I said, I don't know where the hell that Rob Ellis was saying nobody's excited because it ain't here. I'm excited as shit.
Dude, I'll tell you, I live 4 hours away from your shit, and I'm fucking excited.
Oh, it's kind of funny where I am. Not many people are talking about this game. I don't understand what's going on, but
Dave, you know what you need to do, Dave. You know what you need to do? You need to go out there and tell them about monkeyfreakingcoldcoffee.com. They have the flavor-infused coffee. 3 great blends: sparkling chocolate chip, toasted coconut rum, Samaritan blend, and you know what? You asked for it. You got it. The newest blend, organic blend, Peru, La Florida. And make sure you use promo code OTBS Sports at monkeycoldcoffee.com. So, Dave, that's what you need to do. You need to get out there and say,
I'll promote the Monkey Cold Coffee.
Brother. And make sure you use that promo code. So,
absolutely.
Once again, man, it's always, great to do a show with you. I love talking sports with everybody on the network here. We try to keep it real. We're fans of the game, number one, before anything that goes on. So, man, I appreciate you hopping on, brother.
Yeah, it was fun, dude. Any time, it's always fun. And real quick before we get out of here too, it's funny because we're talking about NFC East trash talk, and I'm and we're talking shit, and I'm kind of laughing to myself because I picked Dallas and you picked Eagles. It's
so funny. We were going back to that first episode. I think I forgot what episode it was. You and I did the show the first time together, and we had Steve, and I think we had Dan, and I hyped this up being shit talking, trash talking, going back and forth, and exactly what we did. I think you picked another, or I forgot what it was, and I'm like, wait a minute, why are you picking this team? And I'm picking, wait, what the hell's going on? We're supposed to be trash talking here.
It's the opposite show.
It's what I love because it's hearing a fan from a different perspective. Number one,
that's why I like it. Yep,
that's what I love first and foremost. I'm a fan of the game,
absolutely.
Number one. Yep. Yeah. So, Dave, you know what? We always do a thing called final thoughts. Joe, since you're the guest here, I will give you final thoughts on this week's game. You have 1 minute to give me your final thoughts on the Dallas Eagles game this Sunday.
Oh man! Well, okay. I mean, like I said, my
put him on the spot, bro.
my final thought is that I have a bad feeling about this game, and maybe I should get a dog, and stop being such a pussy.
All right, Howard, we hear you.
Yeah, maybe I should get it. Maybe I should get a dog and stop being scared. The bottom line, but that's just how I feel. We talk about keeping it real. I got to keep it real. That's my feeling. What I'm hoping for is that, no offense to you guys, because I like you both, but I'm hoping that you guys are drowning your sorrows into some Monkeys Cold Coffee that you had to spike because the game was so freaking. The game drove you crazy.
Oh God!
Bad memories, Joe. Bad memories.
That's my final thought. What I think might happen, and then what I hope happen are 2 totally different things.
Gotcha.
There you
All
go.
Right, Mr. Showstopper. Give me your final thoughts here.
2 good teams. top of the NFC East, top of the NFC. I think San Francisco's kind of fallen, so I'll put that there too. NFC East matchup that can't go wrong. Two teams are going to go at it. It's going to be a good game. It's going to be fun. I just hope it doesn't come down to a bad penalty or something that's crazy that both teams are like, or both fans are like, oh, you got to be kidding me, Other than that, win or lose, it's going to be fun. And I just want the boys to pull this off and move on to the season. To me, it's only week 9, guys. I mean, it's only week 9. It's not like it's a playoff game. It's not, it's another game,
Right. My final thoughts are,
but enjoy it and have fun with it and go boys go.
Hey, the hell with that enjoy it. If I'm losing, I ain't enjoying shit, number one.
I'm just saying both teams. It's going to be a great team with two teams. That's all I'm saying.
I don't care about that, Dave. I want to come out with the dub. That's all I care about.
Okay, I want the dub too, but I'm just saying,
All right, my final thoughts are, Joe, I agree with you 100%. I have a bad feeling about this game. I know it's going to be a home and away. We win at home, whatever. I see you guys win it at home, of course. It's a split usually every year, regardless of record, talent, whatever it is. But I think it's a Eagles win here. I just want to go out and put an effort that Dallas Cowboy football deserves to see. Play a great game, call the right game. Best team wins is what I want to see because, Dave, I will agree. It's only week 9 here. There's 7-8 more weeks to go here. So learn what you learned. Continued success. Go out and win the damn game because win, lose, or draw, I'll be a Cowboys fan because it's all about the Cowboy Nation, of course. So, guys, are you ready to get out of here?
Yes, sir.
Hey, Joe, since, we brought you on the show, you're an Eagles fan. How about you give me one Eagles chant for yourself real quick?
EAGLES, Eagles.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
See, he can spell. That's great. Good job, Joe.
I can. Hey, it's all hooked on phonics work for me. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, shit, you tried that? Because I haven't tried it yet. That's why I
hooked on phonics? There you go.
Yeah, I got.
I just would have Rosetta Stone.
It's funny. Eileen asked the question earlier about the Jets game, and I was up there for that. Mm-hmm. And it was funny because it was almost like a spelling bee because on the way up it was all on the way in there it was all Eagles chants, on the way out it was all JETS Jets. It was almost like we had a spelling bee at the game.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That's insane. That is insane. Yeah, I just hope we get a great game this week, guys, and we'll talk about it next week. I know Sully Squad 6 p.m. Monday. They'll be talking about win, lose, or whatever.
They will be.
I'll be doing that, of course. And real quick, I just want to say Friday night, we do this every year, myself and Marcus Thomas, former Eagles running back. He'll be hopping on 7 p.m. We do this every year, him and I. We talk about the X and O's. So if you're, you want to support his Eagles out there, that green team, whatever you guys want to call it. So make sure you tune into that one there. Friday night, 7 p.m. It's a yearly thing with Marcus and I. So, guys, you guys ready to get out of here, man?
Yep. Yeah. Let's do it.
All right, guys, we appreciate you tuning in. Once again, my name is Paul Spencer. That is Joe Sullivan from the Sully Squad. That over top of Joe Sullivan is the showstopper, Dave Yarnell. And you already know this is the 215 Boys prime time every Wednesday night, 9:30 p.m. We'll be back next week and continue to discuss your team, and we'll see you next week. Have a great one, boys.
Later.